If you're over 60 and you still reach for that frozen pizza, you might be sabotaging your health without even knowing it. Today, I'm going to reveal the 4 frozen foods that are silently draining your vitality and the 4 freezer-friendly power foods you should be eating every single day. Stay with me for the next 15 minutes and you'll learn exactly what to toss and what to keep, all backed by science but explained in plain language. Because the truth is, a frozen meal can be either a silent poison or a daily vaccine for your body. Ready to protect your golden years? Let's dive in. I'm Dr. Anna Martinez, a geriatric nutritionist with 20 years of research on aging and diet. My mission is to translate the latest scientific findings into simple actions you can apply today. Why focus on frozen foods? Because they're convenient, cheap, and unfortunately often packed with hidden threats that accelerate chronic inflammation, blood sugar spikes, and muscle loss. But there's also a bright side. The same freezer can store nutrient-dense foods that protect your heart, support your joints, and keep your brain sharp. In the next sections, I'll walk you through 2 clear numbered lists. First, the 4 foods you must eliminate, then the 4 you must embrace. If any point surprises you, give this video a like. It tells the algorithm that you care about senior health, and it helps more people like you find this information. Let's start with the foods that are quietly harming you. Number 1, frozen pizza. It may look harmless, but beneath the cheese and sauce lies a perfect storm of sodium, refined carbohydrates, and often trans fatty acids from the crust. High sodium pushes your blood pressure upward, and for people over 60, even a modest increase raises the risk of stroke and heart disease. Refined carbs cause rapid spikes in glucose, which over time can erode insulin sensitivity and fuel the kind of chronic inflammation that ages our cells faster than we'd like. And those hidden trans fats, if the label says partially hydrogenated, are a direct trigger for arterial plaque. The practical step, swap the frozen pizza for a homemade whole grain tortilla topped with fresh tomato, a sprinkle of olive oil, and a handful of leafy greens. You'll still get that comforting slice, but with dramatically lower sodium and no trans fats. What do you think about that swap? Let me know in the comments. Number 2, frozen fried chicken nuggets. Those golden bites are a nightmare for our joints and our heart. They're typically breaded in refined flour, battered in oil, high in omega-6 fatty acids, and then flash frozen, which locks in excess sodium and preservatives like sodium phosphates. Omega-6 overload competes with the beneficial omega-3 fats, tipping the balance toward inflammation, a key driver of arthritis and cardiovascular disease. Moreover, the high sodium content can exacerbate fluid retention, making blood pressure harder to control. The simple fix is to choose frozen wild-caught fish fillets or a portion of frozen edamame. Both are low in sodium, rich in omega-3 or plant protein, and require only a quick steam or bake. If this is opening your eyes, hit subscribe and let's keep uncovering the hidden truths together. Number 3, frozen pot pies. They may look like a comforting all-in-one meal, but they're loaded with saturated fat, hidden sugars, and a thick crust made from refined flour. Saturated fat raises LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol that clogs arteries, while the added sugars cause the same glucose spikes we discussed with pizza. The crust also contains additives like mono and diglycerides, which are essentially processed fats that contribute to oxidative stress in the body. The practical alternative? Opt for a frozen, vegetable-rich stir-fry that contains a mix of broccoli, carrots, and bell peppers, paired with a lean protein like frozen turkey breast. You get the warmth of a hearty meal without the hidden fats and sugars. Number 4, frozen desserts, especially those marketed as low-fat or no sugar added. The label can be deceiving because manufacturers replace fat and sugar with artificial sweeteners and sugar alcohols, which can disrupt gut bacteria and cause digestive upset, especially in older adults whose microbiome is already more fragile. Moreover, many of these desserts still contain refined starches that raise insulin levels. Even light ice cream can contain high levels of added emulsifiers that contribute to inflammation. The better choice is a frozen portion of plain Greek yogurt mixed with fresh berries and a drizzle of honey, or a handful of frozen grapes that naturally satisfy a sweet craving while delivering antioxidants and fiber. By choosing a whole food frozen treat, you protect your gut and keep your blood sugar steadier. So far, we've identified the 4 culprits that can silently sabotage your health: frozen pizza, frozen fried chicken nuggets, frozen pot pies, and frozen desserts, masquerading as healthy. Each of them shares a common thread: excess sodium, unhealthy fats, refined carbs, and hidden additives that accelerate inflammation and undermine the resilience we need as we age. If any of these revelations surprised you, smash that like button. It lets me know this information is resonating and it helps the community stay informed. Now that we've cleared the danger zone, we'll transition to the foods that can actually empower your body, the 4 freezer-friendly power foods you should be eating daily. But before we do, take a moment to reflect. Which of these 4 foods have you been keeping in your freezer? Drop your answer below, because sharing your experience can help others recognize the hidden risks. Stay tuned, because the next list could change the way you think about your freezer forever. And now we turn the spotlight onto the foods that can turn your freezer from a hidden hazard into a daily ally for longevity. I'm going to walk you through 4 freezer-friendly power foods that, when incorporated into your routine, supply the nutrients your body craves, guard against the wear and tear of aging, and keep your energy steady from sunrise to sunset. Each one is chosen for its ability to support heart health, muscle preservation, joint flexibility, and brain clarity, the 4 pillars that keep you thriving after 60. Number 1, frozen wild salmon. Why does this oily fish deserve a permanent spot on your freezer shelf? First, the fatty acids known as eicosapentaenoic and docosahexaenoic, the long-chain omega-3 molecules, are abundant in wild salmon. These compounds have been shown in countless studies to dampen chronic inflammation, a silent driver of arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and even cognitive decline. For seniors, reducing inflammation translates into smoother joint movement, steadier blood pressure, and a lower risk of age-related memory loss. Second, salmon is a complete protein, meaning it supplies all 9 essential amino acids that your muscles need to repair after a walk, a garden session, or a gentle strength routine. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at synthesizing protein, so a high-quality source is essential to preserve lean mass and prevent sarcopenia. Third, wild salmon is naturally low in mercury compared with farm varieties, making it a safe choice for frequent consumption. Now, how do you turn this science into a simple habit? Keep a bag of frozen wild salmon fillets in the freezer and plan to pop one out 2 to 3 times per week. Thaw gently in the refrigerator overnight, or use the microwave's defrost setting if you're short on time. Season with a drizzle of olive oil, a squeeze of lemon, and a pinch of dried herbs. No need for heavy sauces that add sodium and hidden sugars. Then bake at a moderate temperature until the flesh flakes easily with a fork. Pair the salmon with a side of frozen mixed vegetables, which you can steam in a steam basket or toss into a skillet with a splash of broth. This one-pan dinner delivers heart-healthy fats, muscle-building protein, and a rainbow of micronutrients in under 30 minutes. If you're pressed for time, consider a quick salmon stir-fry. Cut the thawed fillet into bite-sized pieces, sauté with frozen peas and carrots, and finish with a dash of low-sodium soy sauce. The result is a flavorful, nutrient-dense meal that supports your cardiovascular system and keeps your muscles primed for activity. Number 2, frozen berries, especially a blend of blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries. What makes these tiny fruits a powerhouse for seniors? The answer lies in their rich concentration of anthocyanins, the pigments that give berries their deep hues. Anthocyanins act as potent antioxidants, neutralizing free radicals that accumulate over decades and damage cellular structures. By protecting the brain's neurons from oxidative stress, these compounds have been linked to improved memory recall, faster processing speed, and a reduced incidence of mild cognitive impairment. Moreover, berries supply dietary fiber, which supports a healthy gut microbiome. A balanced microbiome is increasingly recognized as a cornerstone of immune function and mental health, both of which can wane with age. In practice, frozen berries are incredibly versatile because they are flash frozen at peak ripeness. They retain most of the vitamins and antioxidants found in fresh fruit, without the waste that often comes with fresh berries past their prime. A simple daily habit is to blend a half cup of frozen berries with a cup of unsweetened almond milk and a scoop of plant-based protein powder for a nutrient-dense smoothie. Add a spoonful of ground flaxseed for omega-3 fatty acids and extra fiber, and you have a breakfast that fuels your brain and stabilizes blood sugar before you even step out the door. If smoothies aren't your thing, sprinkle a handful of frozen berries onto a bowl of warm oatmeal, or stir them into plain Greek yogurt for a creamy, probiotic-rich snack. Even a quick microwave defrosted berry compote drizzled over a slice of whole grain toast can satisfy a sweet craving while delivering antioxidants that protect your cells. The key is to enjoy them regularly. Aim for at least 3 servings of berries per week to keep the protective effects building over time. Number 3, frozen edamame, the young soybeans that often appear in the frozen aisle in resealable bags. Why should edamame earn a place on your menu? First, soybeans are a plant-based complete protein, offering all essential amino acids in a form that is easy to digest for older adults whose digestive efficiency may have declined. This makes edamame an excellent option for those who are reducing red meat intake but still need high-quality protein to maintain muscle mass. Second, edamame is rich in isoflavones, phytoestrogen compounds that have been studied for their ability to support bone health by mimicking estrogen's protective effects on bone density. After menopause, many women experience accelerated bone loss, and incorporating isoflavone-rich foods can help mitigate that risk. Third, edamame provides a substantial amount of potassium, magnesium, and calcium minerals that are essential for regulating blood pressure, nerve function, and cardiovascular health. How can you incorporate edamame into your daily routine without added fuss? The simplest method is to steam a cup of frozen edamame directly from the bag. Place the bag in a pot of boiling water for a few minutes, then drain and sprinkle lightly with sea salt or a dash of smoked paprika for flavor. Eat them straight from the pod as a snack. The act of popping the beans out can also serve as a mindful, low-calorie activity that keeps your hands busy. For a more substantial dish, toss the steamed edamame into a mixed green salad, along with frozen corn, diced avocado, and a drizzle of lemon tahini dressing. The combination of protein, healthy fats, and fiber will keep you satiated for hours, stabilizing glucose levels and preventing the mid-afternoon slump. If you enjoy soups, add a cup of frozen edamame to a vegetable broth with carrots, celery, and a handful of kale. Let it simmer until the greens soften, then finish with a splash of low-sodium soy sauce. This hearty, nutrient-dense soup delivers muscle-supporting protein, bone-protective isoflavones, and electrolyte-balancing minerals in a single bowl. Number 4, frozen leafy greens such as spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. What makes these greens indispensable for seniors? First, they are packed with vitamin K, a nutrient essential for blood clotting and, more importantly, for older adults for maintaining bone mineral density. Adequate vitamin K intake works synergistically with calcium and vitamin D to reduce the risk of fractures, a leading cause of loss of independence in later life. Second, leafy greens provide a wealth of lutein and zeaxanthine carotenoids that accumulate in the retina and protect against age-related macular degeneration, preserving sharp vision that is crucial for safe mobility. Third, these greens are abundant in folate, iron, and antioxidants such as vitamin C and beta-carotene, all of which support immune function, red blood cell production, and overall cellular health. Because frozen greens are flash frozen at peak freshness, they retain almost all of these nutrients and they eliminate the waste associated with wilted fresh leaves. To make the most of them, keep a bag of frozen spinach in the back of your freezer and treat it as a pantry staple. One of the easiest ways to enjoy frozen spinach is to sauté it with a clove of minced garlic in a teaspoon of olive oil, then stir in a scrambled egg for a quick protein-rich breakfast scramble. This combination supplies the morning protein you need while delivering the vitamin K and lutein that protect bones and eyes. For a savory dinner, add a cup of frozen kale to a pot of simmering bean stew. As the kale wilts, it releases its nutrients into the broth, creating a nutrient-dense soup that you can ladle over whole grain rice or quinoa. Speaking of quinoa, you can also blend frozen mixed greens into a smoothie with a banana, a scoop of plant-based protein, and a splash of oat milk for a green power shake that fuels your day and supports vascular health. The key is consistency. Aim to incorporate at least one serving of frozen leafy greens into your meals 5 days a week, and you'll notice steadier energy, sharper eyesight, and stronger bones over time. Now that we've explored these 4 freezer-friendly allies, let's recap the practical steps you can take tonight to start reprogramming your freezer for health. First, clear out any packages of frozen pizza, fried chicken nuggets, pot pies, and light desserts that you may have been storing without thinking. Place them in a donation box or discard them responsibly. Second, stock up on wild salmon fillets, a mixed berry blend, edamame pods, and a variety of frozen leafy greens. If you're shopping on a budget, look for bulk packs and compare the nutrition labels. You'll often find that the plain, unflavored versions are the most affordable and the most beneficial. Third, set a weekly reminder on your phone, perhaps every Sunday evening, to plan at least 3 freezer-based meals for the upcoming week. Write them down in a simple notebook. For example, Monday baked salmon with broccoli, Wednesday berry protein smoothie, Friday edamame salad. By visualizing your meals ahead of time, you reduce the temptation to reach for processed convenience foods when hunger strikes. Before we move on, I want to ask you a reflective question. Which of these power foods feels most doable for you right now, and which one seems the biggest challenge? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Sharing your personal hurdle can spark ideas from the community and help others who might be facing the same obstacle. Your experience is valuable, and the conversation we build together can turn knowledge into action. You might be wondering, is it really necessary to overhaul my freezer at this stage of life? The answer is a resounding yes, because the choices you make today set the stage for the quality of your tomorrow. Think of your freezer as a silent partner in your health journey. It can either be a covert saboteur or a steadfast supporter. By removing the hidden threats and inviting these nutrient-dense allies, you give your body the raw materials it needs to repair, regenerate, and thrive. The science behind each of these foods is robust, yet the implementation is simple. A few minutes of preparation, a handful of ingredients, and the discipline to choose wisely. Let's pause for a moment and let that sink in. Imagine opening your freezer tomorrow and seeing only foods that empower you rather than undermine you. Picture the confidence you'll feel knowing that each bite contributes to stronger bones, a clearer mind, steadier blood pressure, and resilient muscles. That vision is within reach, and it starts with the small intentional steps we've just outlined. Now, as we wrap up this segment, remember that consistency beats intensity when it comes to nutrition in later years. You don't need to reinvent your entire diet overnight. You just need to replace the 4 harmful items with the 4 beneficial ones and repeat that pattern day after day. With the 4S, over time, the cumulative effect will be a noticeable boost in energy, a reduction in joint stiffness, and perhaps even a sharper memory when you recall names or appointments. Those are the real lived benefits that go beyond any abstract statistic. If you found this information helpful, please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up. Your feedback lets the algorithm know that senior health content matters, and it helps other viewers discover these vital tips. Also, consider sharing this video with a friend or family member who might benefit. A simple forward could inspire someone else to make a healthier choice today. And of course, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you won't miss future episodes where we dive deeper into topics like joint-friendly exercises, brain-boosting supplements, and strategies for maintaining independence at any age. Before we sign off, I want to leave you with one final thought. Aging is not a passive process. It is a series of choices that compound over time. Your freezer is a microenvironment that reflects those choices. By curating it with intention, you are actively investing in a future where you can continue to garden, travel, laugh with grandchildren, and pursue the passions that bring you joy. The power to shape that future lies in the simple act of reaching for the right package and letting go of the ones that no longer serve you. Thank you for spending these minutes with me. I hope you feel empowered to audit your freezer tonight, make those swaps, and notice the positive ripple effects in the weeks ahead. Until next time, stay curious, stay nourished, and keep thriving. Take care.